Do you know what emotional eating is?
Do you know how to deal with eating disorders?
Do you feel you lose control around food? Hello everyone, we are Holman Cubides, Diego Maecha, and Lina Prieto, and we are going to talk about this relevant topic and how this influences our well-being. Currently, it's common to find new trends related to the best recipes to get fit and the most effective diets. But we are forgetting about the pressure generated by that and the guilt that comes when we eat a hamburger or an ice cream. That's why it is important to reflect about emotional eating, a problem involved within that pressure and those difficult feelings to deal with.
First of all, emotional eating is when people use food as a form to deal with their feelings in place of satisfying hunger with it. Eating when things get tough is not a solution to personal problems. Surprisingly, more people than you think have eating disorders, which are produced by personal problems, complexes, childhood gaps, and others that silently involve emotional eating. Let's see some statistics.
On the left side of the picture, they present us that just 1% of female high school students are happy with the way they look, opposite to a 50% who believe they are overweight. In addition, about 8 million people have anorexia in the United States. These are just some data about eating disorders, and sincerely, it's boring. On the bottom of the image, there are 6 signs your friend has an eating disorder. She rarely eats in front of you. She always wants to be perfect and in control. She goes to the washroom right after she eats. She lies about eating. She is obsessed with her weight and other people's weight, and she seems sad or depressed regularly.
On the other side, it's important to mention that there are 5 common types of emotional eaters. The celebration eaters, this kind of person who celebrates every special occasion with food and takes it too far. The sad eaters turn to food when things get tough and they need to be cheered up. The angry eaters, this type of emotional eater, easily gets into fights with other people. The thing that calms him down is frequently sugar. The unfulfilled eaters, this kind of people eat because they don't feel fulfilled. This is the most common type of emotional eater. The stressed eaters, the stressed eater is a person that when feeling overwhelmed and under pressure deals with this pressure with food.
Emotional eating is not only for negative emotions, also, emotional eating can be produced by positive emotions. For example, some researchers have found that happy people decided to eat pizza. Understanding how emotional eating works can help you to manage this conduct. It's not easy to learn the emotional eating patterns, so this is possible only if you are conscious of what is happening.
If you are not sure whether you're suffering from these problems, ask yourself the next questions. Do you eat more when you're feeling stressed? Do you eat when you're not hungry or when you're full? Do you eat to feel better, to calm and soothe yourself when you're sad, mad, bored, anxious, etc.? Do you reward yourself with food? Do you regularly eat until you've stuffed yourself? Do you feel like food is a friend? Do you feel powerless or out of control around food? If your answer to at least two of these questions was yes, you're facing emotional eating. In fact, more people than you think have been through a situation like this. You need to fight against it because silently you're creating a toxic relationship with food. Remember that day when after eating a lot due to anxiety, you felt worse than you did and your complexes came back.
So now we are going to give you some tips to deal with it. Always have a bottle of water next to you and keep drinking it. This will reduce your anxiety and make you feel full. When you are anxious, take a breath and a moment to analyze if you are really hungry. When you are eating, be aware and focus on what are you doing. If you have cravings, try healthy options, but whether there aren't eat in smaller portions. Use apps that can help you to create your own diet to achieve your goals. Do exercise at least 3 days per week. Although this one is not strongly related with food, this will help you to increase your self-esteem, added to the release of certain hormones that will make you feel happy and with a good mood.
But remember, the most important thing is your well being. If you are going through a situation like this, the first thing you must do is to take a moment for yourself and understand that it's okay, you will overcome it. Then you should ask for help whoever you feel comfortable with.
A good therapist can encourage you to discover unproductive and negative ways of thinking, and he can teach you how to replace these thoughts with more helpful ones. Moreover, one of the many benefits of therapy is that it can also help you discover if you have an eating disorder. On most occasions, it can be connected to emotional eating.
And last but not least, we are going to mention two myths related to eating disorders, although there are more. The first myth is that eating disorders are not serious. They are a lifestyle choice or about vanity. The truth is that eating disorders are serious and potentially life-threatening mental illnesses. A person with an eating disorder experiences severe disturbances in their behavior around eating, exercising, and related self-harm.
The second myth is dieting is a normal part of life. The truth is that eating disorders almost invariably occur in people who have engaged in dieting or disordered eating. Dieting is also associated with other health concerns, including depression, anxiety, nutritional and metabolic problems, and contrary to expectation, with an increase in weight.
Today's topic is compulsive overeating, an eating disorder characterized by continuous or frequent excessive eating, over which an individual does not feel he or she has control, and which usually leads to weight gain and obesity. Eating is not connected to hunger, and food intake may be rapid or secret. Causes. While the exact cause of compulsive overeating disorder is unknown, there are a variety of factors that are thought to influence the development of this disorder. These factors are biological. Biological abnormalities, such as hormonal irregularities or genetic mutations, may be associated with compulsive eating and food addiction. Psychological. A strong correlation has been established between depression and overeating. Body dissatisfaction, low self-esteem, and difficulty coping with feelings can also contribute to binge eating disorder. Social and cultural. Traumatic situations, such as a history of sexual abuse, can increase the risk of compulsive overeating. Social pressures to be thin, which are typically influenced through media, can trigger emotional eating. Persons subject to critical comments about their bodies or weight may be especially vulnerable to binge eating disorder.
Finally, our purpose is that we all are aware that emotional eating, dietary disorders, and complexes are real, and more people than we think are going through this, which is a problem because we are ashamed of this. We are hiding what we are feeling and we are fighting against it alone.